Maybe it's not on Wi-Fi. Right, that was me. Blessings, blessings. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Ramona Riley, aka the Vagina Lady, and owner of Cosmic Woman. Today we're having the first time ever Endo workshop online, which I guess we're doing everything online. And so I appreciate you guys for tuning in and coming to really get some info and some tips to make endo be not as bad as it could be. Not that you are a sufferer, but more like you are a warrior and more like you are a survivor. So of course, with this being Endo month, we are going to definitely get into treatments. We're going to get into the best things to do, the worst things to do, a little bit about sex, a little bit about infertility, different types of massages that you can get done, or foods, and so on. Right now, I just would like to light my Palo Santo stick just to clean the energy. Whoever is following Cosmic Woman, I urge you to also follow the Vagina Lady and also our YouTube page, which is Cosmic Woman. And if you follow the Vagina Lady, then follow Cosmic Woman and YouTube. And if you follow all of them, then good job. So we're going to start off first, like usual, which is with prayer. After that, I am going to go into really what Endo is, just really short, and then we are going to do a meditation. Anyone who is listening, watching, viewing, I ask you to find a space. Move a table, move a chair, move a couch. Find some space, because we're going to be using some space, okay? I want you comfortable. I want you to be able to do what it is that I am doing. Practice definitely makes permanent. So if you guys would all just bow your heads, close your eyes, prayer, and I will lead the prayer. If it is that you can't hear me, please let me know, because I actually don't have on the mic, okay? Dear God, Creator, we come to you right now so humbled, so grateful. We thank you for making us as women, making us strong, resilient, nurturing, loving, passionate. We know that sometimes we can have issues, complications. And when it comes to our reproductive system, it makes a woman feel even less than a woman to have complications there. So we thank you for creating these natural, holistic things that can help us to heal, treat, or maintain our reproductive system in a positive way. We ask you for peace in our hearts and in our minds. And thank you for the support that we get on a daily basis, even from those that we do not know are supporting us. We thank you for that. Okay, so it is is now the end of March. From the first day of March, Cosmic Woman and many other people have been talking all about endometriosis. We're almost at the end, and you're going to find that by April 1st, April 2nd, we're not going to be talking about endo as much. We're going to be moving into something else. And so I didn't want March to end without really digging down into endo. Of course, we have been to different things and events for endometriosis. You know, I've been on the TV, I've been on the radio. There's been a lot of talk about endo because, of course, it's Endo Month. But I don't want March to move away and we're stop talking about endo, because the women are still suffering on a daily basis. So yes, we're doing this at the end of March, just to round out endometriosis month. But Cosmic Woman for sure will continue as we have always done to make sure that we are giving out information when it comes to 1 out of every 10. Find 10 of your closest friends. At least one has endo. Endo is something that is, no matter what economic situation you live in, no matter the color of your skin, no matter how educated you are, no matter how much you follow the rules, endo cares none. Because endo is an estrogen-driven condition. And with an abundant amount of estrogen that is in the body, it creates all of these havocs. The uterus and the lining of the uterus is not what it should be. There is a lot of blockage, circulation issues. You develop scar tissue. Sometimes your organs start to connect to other organs. It is probably one of the most painful diseases out there because it doesn't just sit in the uterus, or it doesn't just sit in the reproductive system. If you're going to look into how to treat endo, how to fix it, how to maintain the fact that your endometriosis is a stage 0 versus a stage, then with that, we have to go to the root of the issue. What really causes endo? Why do I have it? Is it hereditary? My mom had it, or my mom's sister had it, or I've never heard anyone in my family that has ever had it. Endo does not have to do with anything in terms of family, in terms of blood type. Endo is a driven condition. That is what it is. We have to focus on that. A lot of times when I hear people talking about endo, specialists talking about endo, I never really hear them talk about the estrogen, and how the estrogen is making the uterine walls or lining off, and how it is allowing the body to produce all of this scar tissue that is creating an issue with circulation, creating an issue with digestive issues. So estrogen is something that I need every woman who has endometriosis to understand. Your estrogen is high, too high. And so the only way to move from a stage 4 or a stage 3 or a stage 2 endo and go to a stage 1 or 0 is to lower your estrogen levels. How do we lower our estrogen levels? Here I am talking about lower estrogen, but how do you lower your estrogen? As a holistic specialist, I can list many things that you can do holistically to help balance your hormones. I know in the Western world or in the medical world, we talk a lot about birth control and using birth control and using pain meds and switching the pain meds. So maybe you might usually be on this type of pain meds or this type of birth control. You've been doing that for 3 months. Now it's not really, now it's not really working as well. So we just have to switch it. We just have to put you on a different one. What we don't understand about birth control is that it doesn't regulate your period. It doesn't do these types of things. All it does is put this fake chemical estrogen in your body, and it stops your body from naturally having a period. The reason why you end up having a period with birth control is because after a while, it figures you're supposed to have one. Not because your body is saying you should have one, but it is a deficiency of other things that is happening from the birth control that is letting you have one. So birth control is not going to fix it. It's not going to heal it. What it does is it stops the body from naturally working, and it puts these things in your body. But at the end of the day, your body is still there. You're still alive. It's still there. And so it creates havoc inside. From a natural, holistic point of view, lowering estrogen, number one, is going to start from your diet. It's going to be, what am I putting in my body that makes my estrogen levels higher, or is actual estrogen that I am putting into my body? We have to think about that. Before we get into any of the supplements and the herbs and the movement, and before we get into any of those things, what are we actually eating that is creating the endo or amplifying the endo? So diet, I would say, is definitely at least 50 going into 60% of lowering our estrogen level. A lot of reasons, a lot of times why our estrogen or any of our hormones can be off is because of our bodies are full of toxins, full of waste. Our liver is consumed with estrogen. If your liver is consumed with estrogen, then endometriosis, fibroids, PCOS, regular cysts, they're all going to be a part of your life, a part of your body, inside of you. Before I continue, before I even go on, because I really need you guys to think about diet. I don't really usually get very anal and that kind of thing with it, but this is a workshop. This is the tips. This is what people will spend money on. And so I need to make sure that you guys understand that diet is extremely, extremely important. Just like if you had cancer, your diet is extremely important. Why is our diet important? What does that have to do with our estrogen levels? Because sometimes we eat foods that have estrogen. We eat foods out of material that has estrogen. How many of you really know that plastic has estrogen? Your dishwasher has estrogen. And I'm talking any plastic. Your Ziploc bags, your containers you put in the fridge with your food, the containers that you now put in the microwave with your food in it. Estrogen, estrogen, estrogen. So if you suffer from endo, or you suffer from high estrogen levels, Your plastic that you should be using needs to be BPA free. It needs to be phthalates free, because those things have estrogen. So not only are we talking about our foods that we're eating, foods like soy, dairy, the chickens that we're eating that are pumped with estrogen hormones so they grow more, the beef that's pumped with estrogen, all of it, the estrogen is too high. Tofu. I know some vegetarians that are like, oh, I just eat tofu. Guys, most tofu, 90% of tofu has estrogen. Soy. Most tofu have soy. Soy is estrogen. Oh, I'm just going to go and buy a patty today. I'm not going to buy the beef patty. I'm going to buy the soy patty. It has estrogen. You might as well have had the beef and you taste the niceness and you at least have a mouth orgasm from that. At least it was good. Versus now thinking that you're doing something right or doing something better, and that's not the case. It's actually the same thing or even worse. So diet is extremely important. I'm going to go over the no's, the do nots, when it comes to endo, high estrogen, or just endo in general. Number uno, dairy. Dairy has estrogen in it. It has the fake estrogen hormone in it. And apart from that, dairy creates mucus. It breaks down the circulatory system. It makes the lymphatic system not work as good because it creates blockage. So dairy, what is dairy? Anything from the cow. Anything from the cow. So if it's your yogurt that has cow milk, if it's your cow milk that you're drinking, if it's the amazing cheeses that they make from the cow. Cheese is my weakness, by the way, guys. Any of these types of things that are made from dairy, you're going to want to stay from. The next thing, gluten. Most women that suffer from endometriosis don't know that gluten is an issue. For some, they've never even heard of gluten. Gluten? What is gluten? Gluten is found in anything that has wheat. Number one. Wheat? But I thought wheat was good for us. Wheat has fiber, like wheat's good for you. Yeah, wheat has fiber, and fiber is good for you. But the gluten with the fiber is not good for you. You can find fiber in many other thousands of things than for you to go and decide that you are going to get it from this place, which is the wheat. Gluten is in any kind of normal pasta. It's in white rice. It's in some brown rice, depending. So watch your brown rice also. It's in your white breads. Gluten, when we eat it and our body starts to break it down or try to dissolve it, it turns into a paste. Now imagine this paste that is going down after, by the time it's past your esophagus going down, all of a sudden now it is now a paste. And it is covering your organs as it goes down. Your organs are not able to breathe the way they should. And so it becomes an issue. With that being said, breathing is extremely important, and we will go into that as well. So between the dairy the gluten. Then we have things like the fake sugars or the sugars that are processed. Those things are going to throw off your hormones. The white sugar. The juices that we can buy that we don't have to put sugar in, yeah, those are an issue as well. The brown sugar, that's processed. Yeah, it's from the cane. You have to go through before it got into that plastic bag that you are now going to take the sugar from to now put it in your tea and your coffee and your porridge and all these other places we put it. The other day I went somewhere and I ordered a raw salad, and when I took the first bite I realized that sugar was in the salad. Guys, I was thrown off. I was so stressed. Why is sugar in my salad? Why is white sugar in my salad? Because it's not brown sugar, because it would have changed the color. It is white sugar. Sugar is an issue for any condition that you could have inside of your body. It's not just endo. It's not just fibroids. It's not just reproductive. It's not just digestive. Sugar in itself, these types of sugars, these types of processed, fake or processed sugars create an issue in your body overall. Even your brain. If you have a child that has ADHD or has autism or has any of these things, they can't eat those things either. They're not healthy for anyone, much less if you have a condition. So the sugars, the processed sugars, that is something I also want as much as possible. Another thing that can be an issue when it comes to foods are the meats. Now, in the past year and 3 months, I have been the biggest meat eater that I've been in the last 5 years. Like, it has been completely ridiculous. I don't know if it is just coming back to Jamaica and me being so busy and just eating what's being cooked at home, or just getting what I can get on the road, or whatever the case is. Or maybe it's the fact that I really haven't been eating much meat, and I have not been, because I've been so busy, I have not been on my nutrition grind the way I used to. And so my body is craving these foods that it would not usually crave. Why? Because my iron isn't as high as it usually is. Is it low? No, my iron isn't low, but it's not high as it usually is. Or my B12 isn't as high as it usually is. So I'm not necessarily overly craving these things, but when I think about the meat, I don't feel ugh, which is a problem. And I've been going through this for the past year and 3 months, and I've just kind of like got a hold on myself and been like, Mona, because I don't really do carbs. I don't really mess with carbs, but I've been doing a lot of meat. And I mean, since I had my daughter, or before I had my daughter, she's 7, I had not really been eating meat. Coming off of kind of healing myself, healing my reproductive system, and having to remove meat out of my diet, I had continued that, and I would have had meat probably once a month, maybe twice a month. But now I'm having meat every day. Every day I'm having meat, and it's not the healthiest thing. So our meats like beef, our meats like pork, our meats like liver and kidney. Guys, liver has iron, and any woman that suffers from endometriosis definitely is going to need a high amount of iron. But why get iron mixed with shit? Like, seriously, like, why are we eating the shit and the iron mixed together? Can you imagine just having iron alone, how much your body would absorb it and process it better than knowing that, okay, now I gotta filter some of the good iron out of some of the shit over here and kind of work it out. It's difficult. It's more stress on the body. Why do that? So between the meats, between the dairy, between the gluten, between the fake sugars, those 4 things are huge. And then of course we're talking about things like soy. Huge. If you can remove those things from your diet in general, it will change your symptoms of your endo. Now, I want to go into breathing and breath and a little bit of meditation. The reason why I want to do this is because, number one, breathing can really heal your body. It can heal your entire body. I don't care what disease or what issue you have with your body. If you have learned the correct breathing technique, you can use breath. Remember, breath is life. You can use breath to heal it or to minimize it. So I want to go into the complete breath and kind of teach you guys how to do a complete breath, because most people don't know, and before I was educated I didn't know, so no judgment at all. So I want to go into complete breath, and I want to go also into meditation that connects color therapy. Color therapy is amazing for healing any organ, any part of the body. When you suffer from endometriosis, a lot of what you have to focus on is your heart to heal and your reproductive system to heal. That's why we have hearts inside for Cosmic Woman. It's about the heart. The heart. The heart is depleted, the heart is stressed, the heart is calcified even sometimes. So I want to go into using color therapy to help heal on top of complete breath. So first, we're going to do the complete breath. Everybody please sit however comfortable you are. I am in crisscross applesauce at the moment. I would actually, depending on what it is, you might want to lie on your back, maybe a pillow behind you, okay? I'm not going to lie down so it's easier for me to talk to you and you guys see me, but lying down might help. Now, whatever you decide to do, if you lie down or if you sit up, I would like you to put your hand on your chest. Any hand. Not doing what I'm doing, I'm just doing this so you guys can see me. Put your hand on your chest. Now, a complete breath is not inhaling and lifting your chest first. When you do a complete breath, your chest is actually the last thing to lift. Okay? The first thing to lift is, because this is where your diaphragm is, down in this region. So you are going to expand as you inhale your lower part of your body, or abdomen, I should say. And as that raises, then everything as it, so the chest becomes the last thing to go up and expand. Once your chest has expanded to the most that it can, with you being comfortable, you are then going to exhale. And in your exhale, the first thing that will exhale is, of course, the chest. So your chest has expanded, it's large, it's expanded, it's taken in all of this oxygen. Now you're going to release the chest first. And as you release the chest, the rest of the body will release, and the last thing to release will be the lower part of the abdomen, which was the first thing to expand. I want us to do this a few times before we go into our meditation, because I will be showing you a different type of breath for the meditation. So, chest so you can control that your chest is not going, it's not expanding way before your abdomen is expanding. I would advise you to close your eyes if possible. And we're going to inhale. Inhale, and as you inhale, it is first your lower abdomen, then your mid-abdomen, then it's your chest expanding, going almost into your shoulders, and then you exhale from the shoulders, the chest, the upper abdomen, down into the lower abdomen. Again, inhale through the nose, lower abdomen, upper abdomen, chest, shoulders almost, and exhaling through the nose, chest, abdomen. I want us to continue to do this, and I'm just going to speak while we do this. From the lower abdomen, bringing oxygen from the lower abdomen, rising it to the upper abdomen, into the chest, and then I would love you to exhale through your nose, releasing the chest, the upper abdomen, and the lower abdomen. Again, inhale through your nose, expanding that lower, now upper, into your chest, and releasing the chest, the upper abdomen, and going into the lower abdomen. I would like you guys to practice that. This is not just about endo, this is about breathing. The more oxygen any of our organs get to our body, is the healthier that will be, no matter what you eat. And I say that, not wanting to say that, but it's the reality, okay? Not that I want you to eat foolishness, but breath is almost everything. So now with that being said, I'd like everyone to lie down. I need you to lie down. I will not be lying down because, of course, I want to speak and I need to sit up. So I want you to lie down. Get comfortable. If you need to turn off the lights, turn off the lights. If you want to play some music, please do so. Something gentle, something relaxing. We're going to do a meditation. And this meditation is going to be healing the entire body. The reason why I want to go to the entire body and not just focus on the reproductive system is because the whole body works together. And it is important for us to release stress, traumas, pain, all of these things from our bodies, from our hearts, from our reproductive system, from everywhere. So I want us to do a meditation so that we can release the things that no longer serve us. Because we're now on a new journey. We're now learning. We're now getting an understanding of not just the disease, but how do I fix this disease? How do I fix me? How do I make me be the best version of my fucking self? And with that, we have to release the fuckery. We have to take it and say, listen, this no longer serves me. And that is what we're going to do with our meditation today. So please, everyone lie down. I hope everyone can hear me well. I will come up just a little bit because I don't want to yell or scream. And I'd like everybody to just close their eyes. Right now, you're doing your natural breathing. Soon, I am going to want you to do a different type of breathing. I would like you to inhale through your nose for the count of 4. I would like you to hold that breath for the count of 4, and then I would like you to release that breath for a count of 4. So we will inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and release for a count of 4. And let's go. I will count. Inhale, hold, and release. That release needs to be only from your nose. Inhaling through your nose, holding that breath, and releasing through your nose that breath. Inhaling through your nose, holding that breath. Now releasing that breath. Inhaling, holding, releasing through your nose. One more time. Inhaling, holding, releasing through your nose. Now with your eyes still closed, I ask you to just go back to your regular breathing. Inhaling comfortably and exhaling comfortably. Now as you get your breath comfortable, I ask you to imagine that you are in a field. This field is so wide and vast. The grass is green but tall. The air is clean. If you look up in the sky, you see the fluffy white clouds and the blue sky as the clouds slowly drift by. There's something about the open air, or maybe just being in a field, that makes you feel like a child again. The innocence, the wanting to run and skip and jump and just be free. Feel that freedom as you continue to breathe naturally, just inhaling through your nose and exhaling. From the corner of your eye, you see a tree. Now, it doesn't look like a tree from where you are. It looks like just this object. But the closer you get to it, because of the curiosity that you have. You realize it's a tree. Now this tree has been around for decades, centuries maybe. The closer you get, you can see how the roots protrude out the ground into the trunk of this amazing, amazing wisdom tree. I'd like you to go under the tree. And if you have shoes on, just please take them off. And allow the bottom of your feet to touch the ground, the dirt, the earth's surface. If you want, you can plant your back on the trunk of the tree. And with your eyes closed and breathing, I would like you to just imagine that those same protruding roots that are coming out of the ground are actually connected to the bottom of your feet. The roots come up into the palms of your feet, working its way past your ankles, your calves, your knees. It's going up your thighs, into your pelvis, your lower abdomen, your upper abdomen, into your chest, your throat, going down your arms, coming back up your arms, going back up your throat into your face, and coming out the top of your head. These roots are grounding you, connecting you to Mother Earth. These roots are creating a strong foundation for you to build on, continue to build on, so you can be the best version of yourself. As you nose and exhale through your nose, I ask you to just imagine these roots running through your body. I'm going to count from 1 to 10, and at the count of 10, you're going to go into a deeper state of relaxation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. You are now at a deeper state of relaxation. And it is here and now that we can heal and treat the stresses, the traumas, the pain, the discomfort, the things we no longer need. And so I ask you to not think too hard, but I want you to imagine an object. This object can be an actual object or a geometric design. Whatever shape or object that comes to you is the right shape or object for you. Don't think too hard, just let it naturally happen. as you continue to inhale and exhale and you have found your object, if it doesn't have a color, I ask you to put a color in your object. Now with your object and its color, I would like you to use your imagination and expand your object. Allow your object to be as large as you can imagine it. Now take that same large object and make it as small as you can. Almost where you can barely hold it, barely see it. With your eyes closed, imagine that there is a balloon that is beside you. Now this balloon is a helium balloon that has a string and is tied to something beside you. I ask you to untie it and tie this very small object to your balloon. With your object tied to your balloon, I ask you to step outside. Step outside with your balloon and look up into God's sky. The amazing work that has been made. And on the count of 3, I would like you to release this balloon. 1, 2, 3. Release. Let go. And watch as your balloon slowly drifts up in the sky. Going towards the clouds, slowly. This balloon that you released has actually been some traumas, some stresses, some pain that you have been holding on with, walking around with, feeling burdened by, and your higher self no longer needs it. It's ready to move past it and move on. And you have released it. You should be so proud of yourself. I am going to count from 10 to 1, and at the count of 1, you're going to slowly open your eyes. You're going to feel relaxed, comfortable, refreshed, and absolutely amazing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly open your eyes, wiggle your toes. If your eyes want to close back, please do so. Continue to breathe. feels refreshed and a little more balanced. I know I do. Okay, so I want to move on, and I actually want to extend a little bit. If it becomes too much longer for anyone that's watching, please go back and look at the live in our stories. There are a few things, or YouTube, there are a few things that I have not touched on, and we're almost at an hour. Now, as I told you before, with endometriosis, it's all about the estrogen. It's all about the abundant amount of estrogen. So we're going to treat, heal, fix, maintain, whatever, our estrogen with lowering, our endometriosis by lowering our estrogen. I went into foods, but I did not get a chance to go into other things, and that's kind of what I want to do now. So, God, he, she, whatever, have made some amazing, amazing, amazing natural products for balancing our hormones. And it's important that we, as women that have or are suffering from reproductive issues, to know, so that we can use them. So I want to talk a little bit about essential oils. Essential oils are literal oils that, and the good essential oils, the proper essential oils, are oils that have been extracted from the plant or the herb or the bark of the plant, whatever it is, or the seed, for example. Essential oils, A-grade essential oils, are amazing because it's really convenient. One drop of a lemon oil has the potency of 100 lemons. I say that again. One drop of lemon oil, it has the potency of 100 lemons, yet it doesn't have the acidic properties of 100 lemons. Now, if that's not amazing, I don't know what is. So this is the lemon oil that I swear by, okay? Even if where you live, you can get lemons. At the end of the day, lemons, just like any of those types of fruits, citrus fruits, have a lot of acid. And the acid breaks down our bones, it breaks down our nerves, and it creates havoc in our body. So doing a lemon oil, which is cold pressed, and all the acid is removed, all the negative entities are removed, is going to be a great option for you. Now, what does lemon oil do? What does that do? Lemon oil is amazing for your digestive system. Anyone can tell you that if you take some lemon and you squeeze it in some warm water and you drink it the first thing in the morning, that you will be able to start to detox your body. And that's true, because lemon is all about detoxing, and lemon is also a superfood for the reproductive system. So lemon is great to do. With the lemon oil, all we would do is need to put one drop. One. You can do more if you want the flavor of it, but one drop in a 20-ounce bottle of water or less is enough. You can do this throughout the day. You can do this just in the morning. You can do this in the morning and the night. It doesn't matter. I usually do lemon oil in my fridge, and I would have the water and I put whatever drops of the lemon oil in it, and it would be in the fridge. And children in my neighborhood would literally knock on my door and be like, Royce's mom, Rohan's mom, Reagan's mom, can we have some lemon water? I used to be like, this is hilarious. And they used to knock on the door and come in and they play a little bit, and then all of a sudden they don't want regular water, they want lemon oil water because it's refreshing. It makes you really drink water. When they drink the water, they don't feel good and they feel bloated, or they can only sip the water. Flavoring your water in a holistic manner is probably what you need to do to get water in your system. So lemon oil is a great way to detoxify the digestive system and also to detoxify the reproductive system. That's the lemon oil, okay? Now we have other oils. Other oils like peppermint, really great for the digestive system. Now when it comes to the reproductive system, the digestive, and I've said this all the time, I say this all the time, but I'll say it again, the digestive system and the reproductive system work together. They're hand in hand, they're best friends holding each other's hands like, hey, come on, let's play, I love you, I like hanging out with you all the time. That's basically what the reproductive system and the digestive system is. That's what they're doing. That's what's happening. So if you're going to treat endo, you have to treat the digestive system. With treating the digestive system, what I would want you to do is definitely look into peppermint. Now you don't have to do the peppermint oil, okay? You can get the peppermint itself. You have the bush around your yard, behind somewhere, your friend have it. Break it off, boil some water, do your thing, okay? Just want to make sure that the internet is not messing up. However it is that you can get the peppermint in, okay? So if it's the herb that you're using, if it's the stalk that you're using, if it's the oil that you're using, whatever it is, peppermint is a great thing to use for the digestive system. Now when we talk about reproductively and hormones, great oils to use are things like liang liang, geranium, clary sage. Those things are great for the hormones. Thyme, basil, those things are great for hormones. I mean, a lot of those things are great for fertility as well. So anything in balancing the hormones. So if you like thyme, you put thyme in your food, great. Knock yourself out. You want some thyme oil? Hit Cosmic Woman up. We got you. Okay? Thyme, basil, clary sage, liang liang, geranium, all of those things are going to be amazing for, in terms of essential oils, for, or just the herb itself, for hormonal balance. Now, away from the essential oils and going into herbs, of course there are amazing herbs out there. Now, number one, I do recommend red raspberry, and I will always recommend red raspberry for everyone. Red raspberry is not for hormones, but what it is good for is your uterus and the lining of the uterus. And when a woman suffers from endometriosis, it's her lining that is the issue. Whereas with adenomyosis, like what I had, it was inside of my uterus, okay? So endo is outside the uterus. Anything to do with the uterus, red raspberry is your friend. It's your friend. Now there are other herbs that are good for hormonal balance, which is something that you want to definitely also include. So things like, guys, it's going to tune me out of IG, but I'm going to come right back on, okay? Red clover is amazing, 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 amazing for your balancing your hormones. Extremely good for balancing your hormones. Another thing of balancing your hormones is like Vitex, okay? Vitex is really good for balancing the hormones. Vitex, this is how it's spelled, okay? V-I-T-E-X, Vitex, okay? Most times, the way you will find Vitex usually is in capsule form, okay? Most times. You want to make sure that milligrams is like 1,000 milligrams for your Vitex, okay? 1,000 milligrams. Now, woman, we do a herbal blend called the womb tea. And the womb tea is a blend of red raspberry. It's a blend of red clover. It has chamomile in it. It has dandelion. It has all these different things that help. So red clover is for your hormones, yes. Dandelion is something that's good for your digestive. And remember, as I told you, digestive is important. Nettle is also in it, and nettle is also good for digestive. Chamomile is in it. Chamomile is for your nerves. Any woman that suffers from endometriosis probably has a nerve issue. She might not realize it, she might think it's something else, but nerves are included, trust me. Bloating is included when we have endo, and chamomile will help with that as well. Red raspberry is also in the womb tea. So this is just a herb that a blend that we personally make for our clients. But you can have it one-on-one, one at a time. If you can add peppermint to this, great. Okay, if you can add a Dan Quai to this, that is also amazing. And we have all of those as well at our location in the States and our location here in Jamaica as well. So when it comes to different herbs like the dandelion and the nettle, burdock root, which is good for cleansing your blood, because if your blood is not clean, then your liver surely will not be clean, okay? Those things are extremely important. We get into peppermint, we get into ginger, okay? All of these things you can get in the oil form, or you can get the actual root or the actual plant itself. It's entirely up to you, okay? You need to go on what you're more comfortable with. Moving away from health, I want to talk about the supplements, because the supplements that we can do really, and when I say supplements, I'm talking about the vitamins, I'm talking about the minerals, and I'm talking about the supplements, okay? When it comes to vitamins, a lot of times the reason why our hormones are off beat or not in the way that they should be, they're not in sync how they should, is because our bodies are deficient of a few things, a few vitamins, a few minerals. And so we want to make sure that if we put in certain vitamins and minerals so that our hormones can be a little bit more balanced. What are those vitamins and minerals, right? Number one, first thing, most important almost, is iron. Iron, okay? Iron is important. We want a plant-based, gluten-free iron, okay? We need that. We have to have that. Another thing that we need to put in our bodies is vitamin B12. We also need to put in vitamin D3. 2 is okay, 3 is better. Vitamin C is also good. Now guys, when you do these vitamins, please look at your ingredients, because a lot of times these vitamins have fillers, and the fillers are more abundant and the amount of vitamin in it is like un poquito. And then it's kind of like you're not really getting what you thought you were getting. So make sure that your vitamins and your minerals don't have all of these fillers in them. So we're talking about iron, magnesium. Now listen, guys. Any endo sufferer needs magnesium. It needs to be something that you consume on a daily basis. And I'm not talking about 400 milligrams or 500 milligrams. I'm talking at least 1,000 milligrams. If you have pain during your period, you need magnesium. If you're suffering from endometriosis, you need magnesium. It needs to be one of your best friends, magnesium. Okay? You pop a magnesium on a daily basis, realize that your period the next month is a little different. And after the period is a little different. And the period after that is a little different. And a little different. Okay? So we want to make sure that we have magnesium in your diet. Okay? It's one of the best things that you can do. Another supplement that is amazing for endo is serapeptase. What is serapeptase? Have you guys ever heard of serapeptase? Serapeptase actually will help to remove the scar tissue, plaque, mucus, anything that is creating blockage. Usually when you suffer from endometriosis, you have blockages. You have blockages here, down here. Sorry. Down here, around your back, everywhere. There are blockages all over the place because of the scar tissue and your circulatory system that is kind of like not at its optimum best. So doing something like serapeptase will allow you to be able to remove the scar tissue, remove the plaque, remove the mucus, remove these things that are not allowing the circulation to flow the way it should. Now, when it comes to circulation, there are things like sorrel that is amazing. You know, people that only do sorrel like during Christmas time. Listen, if you do sorrel every day as somebody that has endometriosis, it's going to make a difference for you. Sorrel is amazing and for those in the US that are not Jamaican, it is actually called hibiscus, is the flower. In Jamaica, we call it sorrel. It is amazing for your circulatory system in general. Okay, if you're pregnant, it's great to be on as well. If you have endo, it's great to be on. So make a little tea, that kind of thing. Black cohosh is good for balancing your hormones, but black cohosh is kind of strong. So it's not something that I really try to push too much. Okay, for some women it might be too much, and I always want to stay in a general place. Okay, if it were that you were coming to me for a consultation and I realized that black cohosh is probably what's best for you, then maybe I would recommend that. But in a kind of setting like this, black cohosh is not what I would say, hey, go drink black cohosh every day type of situation. Now, minerals with the vitamins, right? The herbs, the supplements, the oils, all of those things, putting all of that together will help immensely when it comes to your endo issues. The pain, the suffering, let me take off my clothes and put my belly on the tile because I need to numb this pain. I mean, like, what? I need to go to the doctor or the emergency room every month because I have to get an injection for the pain. Huh? What? It's a real thing. And those of you that are on the live that have endo, you guys know it's a real thing because you suffer from it. Maybe a daily or at least a monthly time you guys suffer from this. But if we do these things and incorporate those things, so if we change these certain things in our diets, we put certain supplements, we put certain vitamins, certain minerals, you know what I mean, in our bodies are going to respond in a positive way. Because now we are detoxing the body, we are feeding it reproductive superfoods, we are creating healthy circulation, we are removing the estrogen from the liver. Because that's really the issue, guys. The liver is like soaking in estrogen. So we have to remove the liver itself, not the liver, remove the estrogen from the liver so that we do not suffer from all of these symptoms. Apart from those types of things though, guys, there are treatments, okay? There are physical treatments that you can do. Now, for my clients that have endo, I will do physical treatments on them that maybe at home can't do, okay? I'll do things like navel candling that helps with detoxing. I will do a womb massage. I will do a nerve massage. I will do reflexology. I will do these types of things to my clients to help. But there are certain treatments that you at home can do. You can do this, okay? You don't need me. You don't need anybody. Just yourself. These treatments are as follows. Castor oil treatment, for sure, okay? Castor oil treatment, okay? Now, first of all, when I say castor oil, what I say is cold, virgin, organic castor oil. You cannot use black Jamaican castor oil for this treatment. Black Jamaican castor oil goes in your hair. It does not go on your body, on your skin for this type of treatment. So you would have your castor oil. You would also have a cotton flannel cloth or a muslin cloth. And you would do this twice to 4 times a week. Why are we doing castor oil treatments? What are you talking about? What is that? Castor oil treatments do many things. It's like the most amazing thing ever, or at least one of the most amazing things ever. A castor oil treatment is going to detox your reproductive system, your digestive system, your lymphatic system, your circulatory system. It is going to soften your scar tissue. And of course, with endometriosis, there's a lot of scar tissue. So we are softening the scar tissue because remember, the peptide is going to remove the scar tissue. But if your scar tissue is too thick and too tough, then it's going to be harder to remove. So we want to soften it. And with softening it, then we do seropeptase and we realize that it starts to break it down. Slowly but surely. Castor oil treatments are also good for fertility, of course, and a lot of women that suffer from endo, that's the reason why they found out they have endo, because they've been trying to get pregnant forever and they have not been able to. And then they end up realizing that, oh my gosh, they have endometriosis, and so this is now the reason. So castor oil treatments will be great also for them. Now, another treatment that you can do is a clay treatment, okay? Now, the clay treatment is mostly made up of bentonite clay. But the bentonite clay is not regular bentonite clay, guys. Nothing is ever regular. This bentonite clay is going to be food grade. Meaning, you can take some, you can put it in your smoothie, you can put it in your water, you can stir it up, you can put it in your tea, and you could drink this. Food grade bentonite clay is not $10. Not for a big jug of it, okay? So you can also know from the price that, I don't know if this is food grade, but